Kendall Bennett and Ruben Benitez. Once again, thanks to all the folks that have helped out: Mike Maxwell, Kevin Jellick, Jeff Friedrich, Jerry Douglas, Scott Margetta, Mike Gordon, and Sean Clovis. Thank you guys for your help and dedication. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, as far as tech, we're going to do pretty much everything the same with the exception of the 17.5 classes. 17.5 is going to be a little bit different today. You're going to go through tech just like you normally do, but once your mechanic gets your car from tech, then you're going to be required to set your car on the pit lane rail there, just like a nitro car would be, and hands off that vehicle until it's time to race. So we'll have two people in pit lane directing you, but once you get through tech, you're going to set your car on the rail and step back, so nobody will be touching those 17.5 cars before the start of the race. And then of course, once your race is up, you can walk over and just drop them into pit lane. After your race is over, for all 17.5 classes, no mechanics will be able to touch those vehicles. You're going to pull into pit lane, and Ruben will be grabbing those cars and taking them to tech for you. So after the race is over, 17.5, no mechanics touch the cars. Drivers just take them into pit lane and leave them right there, and our staff will go ahead and grab those vehicles. All mod classes is the same as everything was yesterday. Make sure you guys get those car numbers. Everybody has changed numbers once again. You are the number in which you qualified, so double check those sheets. Also very important to realize that you will line up on the ramp and pick your spot on the driver's stand by how you qualify. So if you're TQ, you're going to get first choice of where you want to stand. Second gets second choice, third gets third, all the way down the line. And make sure if you have an issue in your main event and you do break down, you stay on the driver's stand in your spot until the race is over, please. No leaving the driver's stand early. As you can see, our grid will be along the back straight. It is staggered ever so slightly, with the TQ position being on the outside for a little bit better run into the corner. False starts. If you jump the start, we will bring all cars back and try it one more time. If the same person jumps the start the second time, that person gets to automatically go and start in the back. So once again, we'll go with one false start, we'll bring them back, and then on the second infraction, that driver will go to the back, and that's where he starts for that particular race. AAA mains will be scored by your two best points added together. In other words, you get 100 points for a win, 99 for second, 98 for third, all the way down the line. After all three main events are done, your two highest points totals will be added together, and whoever has the highest points will be the winner. If there is a tie, the tie will be broken by laps and times added together of the two main events that put you into the tie. There'll be a trophy presentation after the final race. If you're in a B main or lower, your award should be on your vehicle after you're done marshaling. We will only do trophy presentation for the A mains only, and that'll be at the conclusion of the day. We figure we'll be done with racing somewhere around the 4 o'clock hour and done with trophies somewhere around 5. So make sure you guys are proactive. There is no lunch break today. We're going to run right through the program. A lot of guys have a long distance to travel. So make sure you guys are ready. Make sure you have people getting you water, drinks, food, the whole bit. Last but not least, rough driving, guys. Just like throughout the weekend, we haven't really had to call. There's a couple that we should have called, but we didn't. One that we didn't see in particular that I can think of. But rough driving, obviously, my rule on rough driving is if you get into someone, you give the spot back. It's as simple as that. The problem lies on the first lap. If you get into somebody, you're second or you're third, someone's second, you get into them, stop and go isn't going to do you much good because you're still going to be way ahead of the guy that you did wrong. My goal is to put the guy ahead of you that you did wrong. So if something happens on the first lap and we catch it and you hit somebody, they go all the way to the back, you're going to be going all the way to the back too. So you can pull over and let the field go by. As long as the person you did wrong gets in front of you, all is good. If not, we're going to call you in. So hopefully everybody will self-police themselves and drive accordingly. If you get into someone, you give the spot back to that person. If they drop to the rear, you drop to the rear too. There's no reason you should spin someone out and flip them over. They go to 10th and you continue on in third, or you get a short stop and go that maybe cost you 2 or 3 spots, and you're still 4 or 5 spots ahead of the guy that you did wrong. So keep that in mind. You can yell and scream all you want. The easiest way to do it is just not run into each other. Hopefully the grid is spread out far enough and you guys get a little bit of run through that chicane before you get to the first hairpin corner over there. And just drive accordingly, you know, back off, let the race come to you, let everybody get through the first couple laps. Obviously, down the line, 5, 6, 7 laps, when everybody's spread out, you get into somebody, you give them the spot back, you only lose the spot that you give back. At the beginning, it's going to be a lot worse for you, so make sure you guys drive clean. We can only call what we see. We have 3 or 4 guys that will be watching the track. Kevin will be out there getting your cars into the grid, so once we call you to the grid, the straightaway will be closed. Kevin will place your vehicle in the box behind the line. Once he places your vehicle out there, make sure that you guys don't move and you stay where you're at. Also very important to note that A mains only get 1 2-minute grace period per A main. So we have 21 main events, 21 A main events, 38 mains total. The B mains and lower, if you have an issue and you call for a grace, it will not happen. Only those 21 AAA mains. If you need time, you got to run over, open the door to the timing tower, look in the window, give me the 2 minutes, put up 2 fingers, whatever you got to do. If we don't know, we're not going to give it to you, so you got to let us know. A mains only 1 2-minute grace per race. So once that 2 minutes is called and that 2 minutes runs out, we will start the race with or without you. If somebody else has a problem, we will start the race without you. So only 1 2-minute grace per A main to the first person that calls it. If anybody has any questions on any of that, feel free to come up. Please don't come on here yelling and screaming. If you have a problem with any calls that are made, you come up and talk to us. We'll talk to you. You come up and yell and scream, we're going to ask you to leave. So treat us like gentlemen. We'll treat you like gentlemen. And let's have a fun day of racing. Everybody worked hard all week to be here. So this is our final day. We'll get you out of here, like I said, roughly about 5 o'clock. And we'll give you an announcement here at 9:15 is when we're going to start, which means 9:05 we'll bring up race number 1, which is our racing truck modified A main. We'll come to tech at 9:05. Racing will start with A main number 1, racing truck modified, at 9:15, which is about 35 minutes from now. Blowing off. For sure, before the start of every leg of A mains, for sure before then, and then we might throw in a couple others, because we usually, sometimes we did it every 2 races, sometimes we had 5 or 6, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get through 7 races with the best drivers here keeping the track pretty clean. So we will blow the track off before the start of each leg of A mains for sure. We'll take a nice break and thoroughly blow the track off, not a quick one, but a nice one, and that should be good enough, unless the track crew tells me otherwise, or Ruben or Kevin. All right, guys, that does conclude our drivers meeting for this morning. Everybody is excused. We appreciate you coming out to the 2013 Rory Electric Off-Road Nationals here at Silver Dollar Raceway. Thanks to Team Associated, Proline, A Main Hobbies, our platinum sponsors, J Concepts, ProTech, Novak, and DE Racing, our gold sponsors, MIP, Tekin, Kyosho, Yokomo, our silver sponsors, and of course KO Propo, Avid, and Schumacher, our bronze sponsors. Once again, if anybody has any questions, you can come up and see me. Don't forget, A main drivers, if you're in an A main, you need to come up and grab a driver.